Good evening. It's been a rough day for the BC Liberals. For the third time in the past 2 years, BC's Solicitor General has resigned. And on top of that, a special prosecutor has been assigned to oversee a drunk driving investigation involving a Liberal MLA. More on that in a moment. First, to the Solicitor General. Kash Heed has resigned from Cabinet over allegations of Elections Act violations. Heed says he has been informed by the RCMP that they are investigating alleged breaches of the Act during last spring's provincial election. A special prosecutor has been appointed to oversee the investigation. Heed, who is a former RCMP officer and West Vancouver police chief, says he was told originally that he was not a subject of the investigation, but he said he was informed Tuesday that the investigation had evolved and RCMP would want to interview him about whether he had any role in the allegations. Heed said he informed Premier Gordon Campbell the next day and engaged a lawyer out of an abundance of caution.
I am confident that I have done absolutely nothing wrong. I fully support the RCMP's effort and will cooperate fully with the investigation. It is my sincere hope that this matter is concluded as quickly as possible.
Heed was a star candidate for the BC Liberals in last year's election when he ran in the constituency held previously by popular Attorney General Wally Opal. Opal went on to lose his new constituency. Since announcing his entry into politics, Heed has been dogged by a defamation suit filed by a former West Vancouver police officer who has accused Heed of trying to further his political career at the officer's expense. Heed says he will continue to represent his Vancouver-Fraserview constituency in the legislature and won't comment any further on the investigation.
I don't know what this is about. That's why I want to sit down and cooperate with the RCMP so I can learn more of what this is about. But I can tell you again that I'm very confident that I've done nothing wrong.
Heed is the third Liberal Solicitor General forced to resign in the past 2 years. John Less, who's the subject of an investigation into Fraser Valley land deals, and John Van Dongen, who was caught speeding more than once. The Premier has appointed Attorney General Mike de Jong as Acting Minister of Public Safety and Solicitor General. Joining us on the telephone now from the mainland for reaction to today's announcement, Opposition House Leader Mike Farnworth. And your reaction, Mr. Farnworth?
I was, like many people, shocked. I mean, this is now the third Solicitor General in less than 2 years who's had to resign amidst allegations and a police investigation. So it's very disturbing.
We're hearing now from Dennis Pilon from the University of Victoria that it is probably the best thing for the Solicitor General to do to step aside, but he says we should wait and see before jumping to conclusions.
There's an investigation underway. A special prosecutor has been appointed who will be working with the RCMP, and it is the right decision to resign. And he has no choice. Special prosecutor has been appointed. There is a police investigation underway. And so, resigning from Cabinet is the appropriate thing to do. I think what's disturbing is that this is now the third Solicitor General who's had to resign amidst, police investigation and serious allegations in less than 3 years.
In your opinion, Mr. Farnworth, do you think Kash Heed should step aside as an MLA for now while the investigation is underway?
No, he doesn't have to resign as an MLA. These are allegations, but clearly it's inappropriate for him to remain in Cabinet, particularly in a sensitive position such as the Solicitor General, which is the top police officer in the province of British Columbia. And whenever a Cabinet minister is under investigation, then it's appropriate that they resign from Cabinet.
Opposition House Leader Mike Farnworth joining us from Vancouver. Mr. Farnworth, thank you very much.
My pleasure.
And as I mentioned, UVic political science professor Dennis Pilon says it is not surprising that the office of the Solicitor General has run into problems. He says he believes Heed has done the right thing by stepping aside. He says more information is needed before people jump to conclusions.
Right to be considered innocent until they're proven guilty. And in this case, the election laws are complicated. Any number of things could come up that look bad, but in fact, once they're investigated, are seen to be fine. On the other hand, if there is a problem here, it's only right that it be investigated and people be brought forward and held accountable for their actions. So I think people need to step back here and say, right now we have a situation where, for all intents and purposes, our MLA has done exactly what we expect him to do in his position, which is put the public interest first and step aside so there'll be no perception of any kind of conflict.